Okay, so let's unpack this. You were going on the ultimate 10-day road trip, right? But instead of throwing a cooler of snacks in the trunk, you were packing exactly 90 kilograms of pure liquid oxygen.
Yeah, and it's a trip where rolling down the window to get some fresh air is, well, definitively not an option.
Definitely not. So tomorrow, April 1st, 2026, NASA is launching the historic Artemis 2 mission. And to get you ready, we're bypassing the PR spin in this deep dive.
Right, we are diving straight into Airbus's technical specs, the raw NASA mission parameters, and, the actual launch guides.
Exactly. The mission here is to prepare you to watch this event like an absolute insider. Liftoff is slated for 6:24 p.m. Eastern from Pad 39B,
And the weather is holding at about 80% favorable right now.
which is great. So before you track the flight, you need to know who is actually in the driver's seats.
Yeah.
We've got Commander Reed Wiseman and pilot Victor Glover at the controls.
Yeah, and joining them are mission specialists Christina Koch and Jeremy Hansen.
Right. And Koch gets the incredibly vital, but I guess unglamorous job of stressing the hatch and toilet systems.
While Hansen is the one monitoring the life support mechanisms.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. I mean, they are traveling 230,000 miles just to loop around the moon. They aren't actually landing.
Right, no landing on this one.
It's like flying all the way to Paris, circling the Eiffel Tower and just never getting off the plane. Why take on that massive risk just to look out the window?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, this flight is the ultimate proving ground.
Okay.
Before NASA puts boots on the lunar dust for Artemis 3, they literally have to stress test the Orion spacecraft in the brutal reality of deep space.
So they need empirical proof that the ship's environmental systems can actually keep humans alive for a week and a half.
Exactly. And that heavy lifting falls on the European Service Module, or ESM-2, which was built by Airbus.
Right. And instead of just looking at the spec sheet, you can really think of this module as the mechanical lungs and heart of the ship.
It is. It actively pumps fluids to manage thermal control, basically radiating the crew's body heat out into the sub-zero vacuum of space.
And it generates like 11.2 kilowatts of solar power and carries 240 kilograms of drinking water.
Plus, it powers a brand new high-speed laser communication system to beam back 4K live video, which is a massive leap forward from the Apollo days.
Because they can transmit vast amounts of data by encoding it into highly concentrated light waves, right?
Exactly.
Well, wait, let me push back on that a bit. A massive X1.4 solar flare, which is one of the most intense categories of solar radiation, just hit Earth on March 29th and caused a major radio blackout.
That's right.
So isn't relying on highly precise deep space laser communications incredibly risky right now?
Oh, you've hit on the exact vulnerability there. Lasers require absolute pinpoint accuracy to hit a receiver on Earth.
Right.
And a massive solar flare causes severe electromagnetic interference, which can easily scramble the sensitive tracking sensors that Orion uses to aim those lasers.
So if that automated aiming system gets fried, they just lose that high-speed connection and telemetry entirely.
Exactly. And that is exactly why they are running manual piloting demonstrations in Earth's orbit before they even head for the moon.
Okay, so if the automated systems and lasers get knocked out by solar radiation, the crew has to prove they can manually command the module's 33 engines themselves.
Yeah, and that manual capability is going to be put to the ultimate test very quickly, because the biggest communication loss of this mission isn't actually going to be from a solar flare.
Right, it is completely intentional. You're talking about the period of loss.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Orion will fly 4,047 miles beyond the moon's far side.
Which actually breaks Apollo 13's record for the farthest humans have ever traveled.
Yeah, and to the crew, the moon is going to look about the size of a basketball held at arm's length.
Oh, wow.
What's really fascinating here is the physics of that flyby, because by going that deep behind the moon, they hit a 40-minute total communication blackout.
It's basically like driving into a mountain tunnel.
Yeah.
But here, the mountain is the physical mass of the moon itself, literally blocking all radio and laser waves from reaching Earth.
Right. They are 250,000 miles from home in absolute silence.
So what does this all mean?
Well, this raises an important question about human autonomy. I mean, we are so used to mission control monitoring every single heartbeat and thruster burn.
Yeah, constantly hand-holding.
Exactly. So this phase deliberately severs that tether. It tests the crew's psychological and operational ability to function completely independently.
Because that's a mandatory stepping stone for eventual Mars missions, right? where signal delays make that kind of hand-holding impossible.
Absolutely. It's a profound test of human resilience in the absolute void.
And then after that 40 minutes of isolation, it's a wild ride home. The spacecraft is going to hit Earth's atmosphere at a blistering 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Before parachuting safely into the Pacific Ocean, it really is a phenomenal feat of engineering.
It is. So if you're tracking the launch tomorrow online, or maybe joining the diehards on the Max Brewer Bridge in Titusville, you're watching the first step of a much longer journey.
Without a doubt.
Which leaves you with this to think about. As humanity pushes deeper into the solar system, relying heavily on autonomous technology to keep us alive, will the true test of human spaceflight simply be our psychological ability to let go of the control stick?